Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. We have a very interesting video for you. Pastor John Gray pretty much crashes out in church and basically talked very explicit. And we got to review this. We got to talk about this. I want to know what you think about it. I want to know if you think this is something that a pastor, a man of God, should be saying in the church. Let's take a listen to the tape.
This woman is the only woman I've been inside of, and when I'm thirsty, I drink her. I stopped tasting things that didn't belong to me. This woman is the only woman I've been inside of, and when I'm thirsty, I drink her. I stopped tasting things that didn't belong to me.
He said, I stopped tasting things that didn't belong to me. You know what you stopped tasting, sir? Another man's cum sauce. See, you got on TV, on a show, social media. You're supposed to be a pastor in the church. But you told the whole world, when you're thirsty, you drink your wife. Then you stuck out your tongue. And to add insult to injury, you said, I stopped tasting things that didn't belong to me. That thing that you stopped tasting, sir, was another man's nut. And this is the problem with these pastors in these churches, guys. They're supposed to be preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. Instead, this weirdo got on the national stage to tell everybody that when he's thirsty, he likes to drink his wife. And the church, because it's all Christians in there. That's a Christian event on some other podcast type show, whatever the case is, or in a church or whatever the case is, right? Because it has that wifey thing. So that's probably that YouTuber that was that wifey crap. All of this Christian nonsense is the reason why church in today's day is toxic. Because nowhere in the Bible did Jesus Christ say the gospel as a pastor and a bishop is to tell everybody that you drink your wife in church. And then you're going to tell us the unthinkable, that you stopped tasting things that didn't belong to you. Which mean your wife, sir, was in them streets getting her back blown out by different ninjas while you were with her. And you were tasting things that came from another man. But now that you've been with her for a minute, you stopped tasting things that didn't belong to you. Why? Because those things that you were tasting before belonged to another man. So you just told the whole world that you was tasting another man's nut. And this is why a lot of you guys that like to eat the box, you meet women, you don't know them from nowhere, and you're so quick to eat the box. And you're like, man, her JJ tastes good. And this, no, what you tasting is another man's nut. What you got was your first taste of another man's cum sauce. Not that woman. Because she's most likely messing around on a low key. Just like Pastor Gray's wife. She was in them streets getting her behind tapped up. Somebody was pounding that thing out. They were drilling her in. And while they were drilling her, there was nothing inside her. And the pastor and the bishop pretty much was tasting another man's nut. That is what goes on in these churches. And I'm trying to make y'all understand how this thing worked. Rather than this man opening the Bible and giving you what thus saith the Lord, preach Jesus Christ, he busy telling us about this nonsense right here, gang. Let's go.
This woman is the only woman I've been inside of, and when I'm thirsty, I drink her.
Why would you tell the whole world this is the only woman I've been inside of? I mean, just think about how vile and sick that sounds. You're telling all of us this is the only woman you've been inside of, which means you only been with one woman. But you've been tasting things that didn't belong to you before, which means your wife was not a virgin. Your wife was in the streets. You were so proud to talk about this is the only woman you've been with, but your woman, your wife, wasn't the only, you weren't the only man that your wife was with. You were not.
Only woman I've been inside of, and when I'm thirsty, I drink her.
This is crazy.
I stopped tasting things that didn't belong to me.
Wow.
This woman is the only woman I've been inside of, and when I'm thirsty, I drink her.
Wow, wow, wow. Look how he put out his tongue. Why would he do that in church?
Tasting things that didn't belong to me.
Think about this, fam. He said he stuck out his tongue to tell the world exactly what he meant. Which means he want people in the church to know that he be eating her box. Now, your bedroom business is your bedroom business. If we grown adults, we all know about what goes down and what people do. That's your personal business. But if you are a pastor in a church, and you come to the church, whether it's a conference, whether it's a couples event, or whatever the case is, nowhere in the Bible did it say to do that. There's no scripture in the Bible that says have a couples event. And when you're at a couple event, tell everybody that, you be eating your woman's box. And when you're thirsty, you don't get water. You pull her pants down and you eat her vagina. That's what a pastor is saying in church now. When he's thirsty, he go and he says, hey, I want to eat your box. And this is in church now. And you wondering why sin abounds in the world. You wondering why there's so much adultery, fornication, and evil in the world. It's because there are no pastors anymore. These pastors are all wolves in sheep's clothing, guys. Nobody could tell me that this dude is a man of God. Nobody could tell me that, guy.
This woman is the only woman I've been inside of, and when I'm thirsty, I drink her.
This is sad, man. And the crazy thing about it is, while he's doing this, he feel like he's running some sort of game, like, yeah, I'm a man, and I'm, no. Well, you made yourself look, dog. You made yourself look bad because, number one, you're supposed to be a pastor. You're supposed to be a man of God, and you're in a public setting telling everybody that when you're thirsty, you drink your wife, and how you said, quote, I stopped tasting things that didn't belong to me, which means you used to eat your woman's box and you would taste another man's nut. That's what you used to taste, but you didn't mind. You kept eating it. You kept eating your woman's box, even though you were tasting another man. And eventually it got to the point where you stopped tasting another man, which means your wife was most likely cheating on you the whole time. So what you reveal to the world in this entire ordeal is that your wife wasn't really faithful with you. She wasn't faithful at all.
I stopped tasting things that didn't belong to me.
That's sad, man. I stopped tasting things that didn't belong to me. What are your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen? What are your thoughts on this one? How do we move forward from this? Pastors are now telling you their bedroom business in church. And the sad part about all of this, nobody walked out. That's the sad part about it. The sad part is nobody walked out of the building. It's acceptable because if the pastor is doing this, the people are doing the same thing. Nobody's really following God. Nobody has any sense of morals and values in a church setting. By the pure fact nobody walked out, it means that this is entertaining. They love it. They love hearing about what he just said. But nobody's questioning the fact that the man said, I stopped tasting things that didn't belong to me. Which it means several different things. It means that his woman, when he first got with her and he probably wasn't married, he was sleeping around with her, which means they were shacking up, fornicating. It also means that she could have been cheating on him while married. Because how is it that you stopped tasting things that didn't belong to you if that's the only woman you've been with? That means that you're not the only man she been with. Rate, comment, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to also do a live stream about this, so make sure you check out that video too. Peace.